Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use the Ordinary Argireline Solution 10%, which can help with signs of aging, especially with dynamic facial lines, such as fine lines and deeper lines, which can also happen over time, mainly also on your forehead area as well as under the eyes, since those are the areas where you're going to do most of your expressions, like being really shocked or surprised and smile all the time, so that your fine lines and also deeper wrinkles can also occur over time. Now, don't get me wrong, those are great expression lines, since this also means that you're also very expressive with your face when also talking to someone. But in case this is also bothering you, then I'm also going to show you how you can also properly use the Ordinary Argireline Solution. Now, before you're going to apply it to your face, especially also if you're new to the product, I definitely also recommend doing a proper patch test on your upper forearm to see if an irritation occurs before you're going to use it also on your face, just in case. And I'm also going to show you now a quicker and faster version of it, but still guide you through the patch test on how you can do it properly, so that when you're doing it at home, you know exactly how you should do it. Now, as already mentioned, we're going to do the patch test on the upper forearm area. So what's really important, before you're going to apply the product onto the upper forearm area, please make sure that this area is clean. So go ahead, wash the area with a bit of water and soap. And now you can also take a clean towel and also pat the skin dry. And now you can also go ahead and do a small patch test on your upper forearm area, which you just have cleaned with the Argireline Solution. Now, this one has a very water-like texture, so I recommend that with one drop, that's totally fine. It also will sink into the skin, or if you want to use less, you can also use it on your fingertips and just use a small amount of it and place it on the upper forearm area. Whatever you prefer, just make sure that it's also able to soak into the skin, so don't use too much. And now you can also blend it into the skin. And once you have also placed the product on your upper forearm area, you're going to leave it on the upper forearm area, let it soak into the skin, and leave it on there for 24 hours. Please make sure that also while leaving it on the skin for those 24 hours to keep the area dry, do not wash it in between, so that you're able to see if an irritation occurs or not. And if no irritation happened, then this is already a great sign. Now, after the 24 hours have passed, you then can also go ahead and rinse the area with water. Only with water. There's no need for cleanser or soap. Water is enough. And then again, take a towel and pat the skin dry. So, and while doing the patch test, you also should be able to see if an irritation occurs, such as redness or irritation, itching, blistering, etc. If this is the case for you, then please also do not use it on your face if you can see an irritation. If nothing happens at all, then you're also fine to use it on your face. This is just to make sure that nothing will happen before you're going to use it on your face. Now, after you're done with the patch test and it went well, you now can also start using it on your face. And before you're going to apply it to your face, I also recommend starting off with step number 1, which is also washing your face with a gentle and suitable cleanser for your skin type. Now, with the Argireline Solution, it's also important that you're not using a cleanser in this case that also includes hydroxy acids such as AHA or BHA, which are also glycolic acid, lactic acid or salicylic acid. So please make sure there's a gentle but still also neutral cleanser that you're going to use. And then if you're using a different one than I use, please also make sure to read the directions on how you should use it, just so that you're also able to wash the face properly and that you also have a clean and freshly washed face before moving on to the next product application. Now, with this one, I have to wet my hands at first, use a small amount of it, rub it together and then apply it on my face. And then later on also rinse it with water. So, and after you massage your cleanser onto the skin, you now can also rinse it off with water. Now, if you want to use in between also a fresh cloth which you're going to wet so that it also can help you to remove the cleanser, if that's something that you prefer, go ahead and do so. And also don't forget to always take a fresh towel when also patting the skin later on dry. And now grab a fresh towel and pat the skin dry. And now you can also immediately move on to the next product. There's no need to wait in between. Now, in case you also want to use a toner, if this is also something that you like to do in your little routine, then go ahead and do so. Make sure again that your toner is very soothing. It's like a liquid moisturizer that nourishes the skin, hydrates the skin, and just really wants the best for the skin. Please, in this case, again, with the Argireline solution, it's important that your toner doesn't include pure forms of vitamin C or any hydroxy acids, again, such as AHA or BHA. So similar to the cleanser, please also keep this in mind when also using the Argireline solution. Now I'm going to stick with this toner. The toner is optional, you can add it, you don't have to, but the toner would be your second step. And then take a fresh cotton pad and also use a bit of the toner onto the cotton pad and sweep it across your face and neck area. So, and after you also have included your toner, then you're going to leave it on the skin, just give it a moment to also soak into the skin, and that's basically it. There's no need to wash it off, you're going to leave it on the skin. So now we're also ready to move on to the Ordinary Argireline Solution 10%. Now the Argireline solution is a water-based serum which you're going to apply before any oils and creams. So if you want to include your toner, it's between your toner and your oils and creams basically. But you can of course also just use it directly after you have cleansed your face when also not including a toner. That's totally fine as well. Now with the Argireline solution, it is a water-based serum which you can also use in the morning and evening on a daily basis. And the way it's also described on how you should apply it is basically mainly focusing it onto your forehead area as well as under the eyes, since those are the facial expression lines. So if you want to reduce the look of them, then only going to use it on those specific areas. And one thing that I want to mention is, since it also has a very water-like texture, usually with serums I recommend using between 1 to 3 drops if they're a little bit thicker in texture, but with this one you can also use a few drops more if you feel the need. I just want to mention it since not everyone needs the same amount of drops. So I'm going to stick with 3 drops for the forehead area and then also bring it down towards the eye area. Now the way that I like to use it is basically like this, and then I'm going to target it specifically on the forehead area as well as under the eyes. Usually I like to also take a few drops in the palm of my hand and then start pressing it, but since we are going to be specific with the under eye area as well as with the forehead area, I just basically also would recommend using your fingers so that you also have an even application going on, like your fingertips basically. If you feel like that the Argireline solution is going to dry directly onto your hand, like the palm of your hand, before you're even able to also apply it to your face, you can also use a few drops on your forehead area as well as also a few drops under the eyes and then start applying it onto the skin. This is totally fine as well. Whatever works the best for you, just make sure that you also find the right balance on how to use the Argireline solution. Not everyone needs the same amount of product. And the Argireline solution is definitely also not a thick serum, so you can also apply it and it also will soak in immediately. Now after you also have applied it on your forehead area and also under the eyes, you now can also go ahead, if you prefer to, and also use either an oil or moisturizer or both together as your next steps. You don't have to. If you don't feel the need to use moisturizer, that's totally fine, or an oil. But in case you also want to add it, your your oil would be your next step, and then you're going to follow it up with a moisturizer, or you can also mix those two. This is of course your preference. I'm just going to now stick with the moisturizer. Again, if you would use an oil, use between 1 to 3 drops for the entire face and neck area. And for the moisturizer, use a pea-size amount. So, and once you're done with the application of your oil and or moisturizer, then that's basically it. Of course, as already mentioned, the Argireline solution can be used in the morning and evening daily. And I also want to mention that when being exposed to the sun, please also don't forget as your last step to also apply a good sunscreen so that it also can protect the skin from getting sunburned. But of course, this only occurs if you're being exposed to the sun. Now I also want to mention one more thing, which is also really important when including the Argireline solution in your skincare routine, and this is also knowing about the conflict. So basically knowing with what products it can and cannot be used. And you can also see the list with what the Argireline solution has conflicts, which are pure forms of vitamin C, and then also the direct acids like AHA or BHA. Now please keep this in mind, since this is also important when using the Argireline solution, so that you also will get most out of it when also using it on a daily basis. And this is also basically what I wanted to share with you. I also do hope that you also could follow the steps, that you know how you can use it and how you can apply it. And also, if you like this video, don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!